What's your Bronco time? Is a question most coaches will ask you when deciding how fit you are to play the game of rugby. Are you going to ever get as close to the record of 4:12? Probably not, but if you use the tips in this video that have been proven to shave up to 10 seconds off your Bronco time, you may get some bragging rights with the coach. And did I mention, you don't have to get any fitter to do this. Let's get into it. First things first, stop being so delusional with your goals. Please, I'm not being negative, I am being realistic. I was never gonna be a British and Irish Lion. The same way you're not gonna take your 6-minute Bronco to a sub 5-minute Bronco in the space of 6 weeks. It doesn't happen. And what that does, setting those massive goals, it actually kills your fitness throughout this test because you're trying to sustain a capacity that you can't and don't have in the locker, which means your score is gonna get worse as a byproduct of trying to hit that, not better. Your goal when running the Bronco is to run as close to your maximum level of fitness and display as much of that fitness as possible throughout the test. And the only way that you do that is by getting a realistic estimate of what you can run and trying to hold on for dear life based on your current fitness levels, not dreaming. The second tip to instantly improve your Bronco is, please, for the love of God, do not go out too hot.
So the Bronco is about getting your pacing right, so don't want to buy into the hype almost and go out too quick and cook yourself.
Where people have the same mindset, they look across at the start line, their teammates are there, a friend that they're competing against, they've got that time in mind, and they go out rep 1 and they feel good. Well, yeah, that is the start of the fitness test, but the Bronco isn't hard on rep 1. It is hard on rep 3, rep 4, rep 5, and that is what you need to pace for. You need to be able to pace for that back off, because if that 60-second rep 1 takes away and means you run a 90-second rep 5, well, guess what? You've killed your Bronco time, and your coach thinks, fuck, he's unfit, when it's just your ability to pace the test. So with that target that you set from tip 1, break that down into what you need to hit each rep and be consistent. Pace for that back off, and then you can cruise past your mates who decided to be Billy Big Balls rep 1, and you can take the gold and celebrate while they're all hanging out their arse. And this leads me nicely onto the third tip to instantly improve your Bronco. Use a watch or any form of measuring device, please, because if you follow tip 1, you know a rough target that you're aiming for. Tip 2, you know you need to be consistent rep to rep, which means you should have a target every single time you return after a rep. And if you're running and you're not on time for that, you can look at your watch and you can slow down or speed up and adjust accordingly. This will take you from winging it to being able to be consistent, because you know where you're at. And if you know where you're at, you know you're running your own race. You're not getting sucked into your mate that's maybe pulling ahead on rep 1, but he hasn't watched this video, which means he's gone out balls to the wall and you're gonna lap him on rep 3. Make sure that you have a way of understanding how fast you're running on a rep to rep basis, and a watch is the best way you can do that. The fourth thing that you need to remember is there are 25 turns throughout the course of a Bronco test, which means that is 25 opportunities to add time to your Bronco if done incorrectly. And I see it time and time again. Athletes turning as if they're an Arctic lorry with these really, really wide arcs, which is just adding unnecessary meters to an already hard test, making you look unfitter than you actually are. So here's what we want to do instead. Manage your speed coming into the cone so you can plant your outside foot and drop your hips and move your body efficiently so it's facing the other way. And then, this is the crucial part, you need to accelerate out of the turn. Make sure that you're getting 2 to 3 hard steps so you're regaining that momentum that you've lost coming into the cone. Drill that until it's automatic, and that alone can take 5 to 10 seconds off your Bronco because you've learned to turn efficiently. The fifth tip that you need to utilize if you want to knock seconds off your Bronco is that 60-meter section accordingly. Remember, a Bronco is a 20-meter shuttle, 40-meter shuttle, 60-meter shuttle 5 times. And those 20-meter shuttles, you don't actually have enough chance to build up a lot of momentum and maintain a nice running rhythm because you have to turn frequently. So that 60-meter section, as you turn and sprint and accelerate into that portion, get into that nice upright running mechanics. Find that nice rhythm and hold around 70% of your max speed, and that is going to be one of the things that allows you to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. You will be able to make up a lot of meters in that time if you can find that rhythm and hold it throughout the 60-meter section. Now, we've had some athletes utilize all 5 of those tips and improve their Bronco time by 17 seconds without getting any fitter, because this is a test of fitness. And there is a skill component to running any test. Much like you did for your GCSEs, you provide some mock exams. That is the same as what you're doing here. You're essentially learning how to run the test to better perform at the test. And that doesn't require any extra fitness. That requires a little bit more tactical preparation coming into it, so you've not got a strategy that is going to shoot yourself in the foot. Now, the sixth and final tip, and a bit of a Brucey bonus, what you do before the test matters as well, because if you've been identified as a player that needs to work on your fitness and you're putting a lot of emphasis on bringing your Bronco score down, you should be doing a lot of conditioning throughout the course of the week. You will be doing high amounts of volume with intensity. And if you're doing that very close to the test, that fatigue that you've generated from that hard training is going to kill your fitness display during the test. So taking a couple of extra days before your big test, if it is a really important metric that you need to prove to your coach that you've brought down, could actually allow you to express more of that fitness that you've been building in your training, rather than smashing yourself with hard conditioning all the way up to that test, which is just going to leave your legs really heavy and influence how hard that test is going to be. But here's the thing, running a faster Bronco doesn't mean pretty much anything, because you've just seen from the tips that we've given, you can cheat the test a little bit. You can make yourself look fitter than what you actually are by taking a smarter approach to it. But that doesn't help you come 80 minutes. Building an engine and having a good Bronco test are two different things. And if you're struggling with how to actually build an engine that is capable of lasting 80 minutes, watch this video here so you can start making those plays everyone else can't, because they're hanging out their hoop like I was when I was playing.